What's going on, COB? Good morning. It is actually the first day of class here at West Georgia. So this is year 15 for me. I got to say, I'm more excited than ever to work for CO. I think it's going to be a really fruitful semester at West Georgia, but also the region in general. So I just think our best days are in front of us, and we are poised to have a big impact for the kingdom of God this year. So I'm fired up to be a part of this region. So I got my back to school fit on, decided to mix it up a little bit. Instead of going for the white West Georgia shirt, I went blue, but I'm feeling confident. I'm ready to go. And before we get to the cafeteria and start meeting freshmen and sharing the gospel, I want to send out a quick policy update. Aren't you fired up for this? But just in the same way that a professor stands up in front of the class on the first day and goes through the details on the syllabus, I want to give you some really important information that will set you up for success this semester, but also in years to come. So don't delete this email. That's probably great advice for some of you who have like thousands of emails in your inbox, but flag it, mark it, save it, hang on to it, because there's some really useful links in here. So I think I've got 6 announcements in all, and I'm just gonna run right through them. So give me about 5-10 minutes, but this is really important information. So the first has to do with BTS. If you remember, I've announced 2 times now, is that we, in conjunction with BTS, we are now offering a Master's of Biblical Studies that is fully integrated into the CO staff experience. So we've worked it out with the seminary so that you can get credit for things like launch training, leading a beach project training, participating in a CCP, even directed learning as you go about making disciples on campus. So you do not have to enroll right now, but the sooner the better. It's always best to opt in early. All you got to do is you got to click this link. If you have any questions about BTS, just click the link. It'll connect you with a lady named Irene. She can tell you how many credits you have, what classes you need to take, how much each, what tuition cost. But we're about to ramp this up big time. Dr. Olin Stubbs will be teaching Westminster theology this fall. It's gonna be a great program. I think we already have about 15 staff that have enrolled. So jump on it now, go ahead and opt in to that degree. Okay, second announcement has to do with our EDM conference. If you remember, May 8th through 11th, we are going to be in Dallas, Texas as a region. This is a conference that Steve Shadrack is hosting for collegiate ministers all across the country. And outside of a couple key staff that will be running the Coastal Project, this is mandatory for Campus Outreach Birmingham. And so our leadership decided last week that we are going to cover the conference fee, but also your lodging in Dallas. But you will be responsible for the travel. Okay, so that means using your own personal account for the travel. That means you can fly, you can drive, you can ride a bike, but you need to be in Dallas, Texas on May 8th by 7 p.m. And then the conference ends May 11th in the afternoon. So we're gonna leave that up to you because that's a lot to manage for our resource team, but they wanna help you in any way. So we realize people might fly out from Atlanta or Birmingham or Memphis, depending on where you're located. Just know this, if you don't wanna fly, you wanna save money, it's not a long drive to Dallas, and we're actually gonna rent vans. Once again, reach out to Kevin Wilkie and his team. They'll help you book the best flights from the airport near you. They can rent vans, 15 passenger vans. We're planning on having some people drive from Birmingham, but if you get enough from your campus town, we can make that happen. You can throw your cowboy hat on, get a great Tex-Mex playlist, and just have an epic road trip. So once again, you're responsible for your travel. COB is gonna handle the rest. Okay, announcement number 3 has to do with something called a new sabbatical policy. So this past year, one of the things that the leadership team tasked me to do was develop a policy that we could institute region-wide for people who have been in ministry for a long time to experience an extended break and have a spiritual retreat. Okay, we call that a sabbatical. So this is designed for people who have at least 7 years of ministry experience, although we will make exceptions. And the first step is this, okay, is simply to apply. You'll see a link in this email, but if you desire a sabbatical experience, the first step is to ask for one. And we need to plan it and organize it. So if you click this link, it will let us know and we will help you curate your sabbatical. Recently, Joel Ledbetter, Ryan Akers, both engaged in sabbatical. It was a very rewarding experience for them. I worked hand in hand with them to kind of create a sabbatical experience that you guys can follow. So we got a great model. We got a great policy on this. I hope that you guys take advantage of this because this will promote spiritual, emotional health and longevity in the long run. Okay, announcement number 4 has to do with the nations. So another observation that we made in our region is that we have a lot of staff who have not traveled or done ministry overseas. If our mission statement is to build laborers on the campus, I know you spend a lot of time on the campus, but we do it for the lost world. And you can't really have a deep burden and vision for the world unless you really see it, feel it, touch it, taste it. So one of the big barriers that holds people back from going overseas is just the finances, the cost of airfare and travel and lodging. So we want to offset that. So if you've never been overseas in a ministry context, we want to help you get there. You can apply. Once again, just click the link for a Vision Trip scholarship. We've got money set aside to get you overseas. So you could tie it in with a CCP, a spring break mission trip, or you could just say, I'm going to take a vision trip this summer and go visit CO in a different part of the world. I hope you all take advantage of that and use up those funds because we want to send you overseas to see, all of God's kingdom. Okay, announcement number 4 has to do with some new roles, titles, promotions that some leaders in the region have received. First, we're moving Jeff Bolger into more of an operations role where he will be overseeing programming on a regional level. So you've probably already picked up on this. Jeff has done an amazing job enhancing what we already do with New Year's Conference, Beach Project, Coastal. The NYC night that we had on Project was Jeff's idea, and it was phenomenal. He executed something that was excellent. So Jeff is going to be thinking, planning, enhancing everything we do with our regional programming. And so we're excited to see how he takes what is good and makes it great. Okay. You already know this one, but Tyler Clark is officially in his role as the Central Area Director. Jacksonville State will join the Central Area. And so Ethan Knight and the JSU ministry will come under his leadership. Tyler left West Georgia, and so right now Joel Ledbetter is serving as our AD for Barry and West Georgia, but he's also getting a lot of assistance from the whole West Georgia team, but especially Jeff Fluvog. We've moved Jeff Fluvog into an assistant campus director role. And then finally, a couple changes on our SEC campuses. These have already been in effect for several months, but Luke Hembry is our active campus director at Mississippi State. Hamilton Phillips is officially our campus director at the University of Alabama, and Rachel Kane is taking on more women's shepherding responsibilities in the SEC West area. So congrats to you men and to Rachel Kane. Y'all are phenomenal leaders. I think your best days are in front of you. Can't wait to see you have more influence in the region. Okay, announcement number 4 has to do with our culture eval. Just want to let you know at this point, I have read every entry and I am so thankful for your feedback, for your responses, in particular with some of the overhauls and facelifts that you recommended for COB. So I just want to let you know I am eager. I crave your feedback because I don't believe that Campus Outreach Birmingham is perfect by any stretch of the imagination. This is a good organization, but we can also always grow and improve. Especially while I'm the leader, there's going to be blind spots and things I miss. So if you haven't filled out that eval, we'd still love your feedback. That link is still live. Also, if you want to give more clarity, feel free to text me, call me, email me, but we love your suggestions already. You guys have spoken unanimously. You want more merch. We've already done something about that. We're also in the middle of a dramatic overhaul when it comes to our website, so expect to see some big changes in the near future. Okay, here's our final announcement. Now we're shifting our focus to summer 2023. I want to give you a quick announcement about what we're looking at when it comes to our summer projects. So this summer, we're going to have Joel Ledbetter leading Beach Project 1, and that's a combination of the central area and the east area. We're also going to have Joey Carter lead Beach Project 2. That's going to combine COB North, which is North Alabama, but also COB South, Troy, Southern Miss, and South Alabama. Kyle Cole will serve as our Coastal Project Director. And once again, Justin Huara will be leading the mini camp. We're in the process right now of having conversations with our campus directors about how many CCPs we're going to lead. At the very least, we'll lead 3. At the very most, we'll lead 5. A lot of this depends on our numbers with leaders, availability in the host nations, but also the academic calendars on these different international universities. So in the next couple of weeks, hopefully we'll give you an announcement of exactly what the CCPs are going to look like. But all you need to know is this: next summer we're full bore, Coastal, Beach Project, Mini Camp, and CCPs. We're getting back to the full menu of summer development opportunities. So there it is. There's your syllabus, your info for the semester. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. I will clarify any detail. Love working with y'all. It's a privilege.